Welcome back to At Home with TC, presented by People's United Bank, as we catch up with athletes, coaches, and managers to find out what they're doing. The interim manager of the Red Sox, Ron Roenicke, joins us right now. Ron, you are a baseball lifer, and I mean that with every positive connotation that goes along with that. But how strange is it for you, a guy who grew up around the game, who has been in the game almost all his life, to be sitting here in late April without a game to manage?
Yeah, it's tough. I know just for all the years I've been in it, I've been through some strikes and been through some lockouts and some crazy late starts in spring training, but nothing like this. So this is so strange. Wake up every morning and know I should be at going to the ballpark, and I'm at home, and that's just really weird.
You know, we're all learning new ways to communicate right now, right? I FaceTime my son up in Vermont. We have a virtual Easter with members of the family. For a team, I know communication is so important, and you're such a big believer in staying in contact with your players. How have you been able to do that over the past month? What new tricks are you learning as far as staying in touch with your players?
Well, like this, the Zoom. I never even heard of Zoom until 2 weeks ago, and I've been on it a few times. So that's strange. But mostly with the players, texting or phone call. I know Chaim and BOH reaching out to some guys with some also some things on what's going on, and I'll follow up on that. But it's a lot of text messaging. It's hard for players also to be sitting at home during this time. And I think anytime we can, even if we don't have information, anytime that we can be with them in a text or a phone call, it's helpful for them just kind of sitting and wondering what's going on.
I know on Friday, Commissioner Manfred had a call with the managers, the 30 managers. From what we've heard, it was more of a, what questions do you have? What can I help you with? What was the tenor of that? What was the call like to get all the managers on board with the commissioner?
Yeah, I think it was a great idea. I really appreciate MLB reaching out to the managers and asking us questions about what we think, and if we get back at this, what do we need for spring training? How can we get this season going? And I also appreciate MLB is obviously their first concern is safety for everybody. Not just players, but for the fans, for everybody. And when it's safe, they really want to have a season. They want to play this year. We all want to play this year. And it may end up looking a lot different than what we've had in the past, but it's a way to hopefully start this season back up, to get a little more normalcy in some people's lives, and maybe watching a baseball game. Maybe there won't be any fans in the stands, which will be unusual, but just a way to get back at it. And all the questions that were asked were great as far as us with the input that we've been sitting here thinking about, because there's not much else to do. So we come up with all kinds of ideas, and it's nice to be able to run those by them.
We've seen it in Taiwan, right? The Chinese Professional Baseball League is playing. I find myself watching it. I saw a bench-clearing brawl in an empty stadium over the weekend. But your nephew, Josh, is actually over there. Have you had a chance to look at any of this and get a feel for what it might be like to play these games in an empty stadium?
Yeah, I haven't talked to him, but I've texted him. So I know he came back for the birth of his fourth baby, probably about 2.5, 3 weeks ago. And then when he flew back, he had to be in 15 days in quarantine and couldn't leave a hotel room. And right when he got out is when they started their season. So he's ready to get back at it, start pitching again.
This has dragged on to the point now that your guys haven't been on a baseball field together in a long time. It's been a month. And whether it's 2 weeks or 2 months from now, how much training camp do you think they'll need? How much work do you think they'll need before you get to a game? I know early on in the process you said 3-4 weeks. Does that stretch on a little longer now as this keeps going?
Yeah, I don't know if I don't think we need to go longer than that. But and I know MLB, if they can give us a little bit of a heads up so guys can start getting at it more, at their home or wherever they are, certainly would help to speed this thing up. And it's the starting pitching, trying to get them stretched out. So if we can get those starters to start throwing some bullpens, even if they're at home, some up downs. And when we start up this thing, we won't need those 3-4 weeks. It'll shrink down, and if we can get them maybe 3 starts or something in a spring, and that's what some of the conversation was, and what we had with the commissioner was the managers trying to figure out what we can do and how we can get these starters back in shape.
And I got to ask you while we've got you on, any indication on timetable for the MLB investigation? I know there are more important things to deal with for Manfred right now, but have you gotten any feel for when you'll get the news?
No, I don't know. I think there's so many other things that I'm thinking about and just trying to think about getting the season started again, and also obviously concerned about what's going on in the country with the jobs and with people losing their lives and the people that are sick. I mean, these things go on. Sometimes they're easy for some people, and sometimes they last for 4 to 6 weeks. So hopefully we can get this controlled.
Well, Ron, we appreciate the time. You were the last interview I got at spring training before we all got sent home. So I look forward to getting you before an opening day at Fenway Park before too long.
That'd be great. Hopefully that's not too long.
Thank you, Ron. We appreciate the time.